Hey guys, this is Some Lego Maniac with another custom minifigure video. Now usually I upload videos on weekends because I'm out of work and I have a lot of free time for myself. But the reason why I didn't do it last week is because it was Labor Day weekend and I went to go and see my girlfriend. I went to visit her, so I didn't have any plans to make anything. But now that I'm home, just enjoy my weekend as normal. I'm here to make a quick video. And I'll probably do another one maybe tomorrow on Sunday, and maybe on Yom Kippur this Wednesday because we also have off on work, which is great. Holidays are the best. So yeah, and I wanted to show my Pokemon figures. I've always wanted to make a giant Pokemon collection of having our main characters for each generation, but it took me a really long time for me to finish the Advanced Generation series because some of my figures were back at home while I was at school, and certain figures took a lot longer for me to make because of time. And so yeah, so I don't know when was the last time I made Ash, because he was the first one I started from the Advanced Generation, but I'm pretty sure it was at least over 2 years ago. So, and here we are now. So yeah, this is from the Advanced Generation series. This is a collection I've done. I've done the Kanto and Johto ones, the Kanto collection, with Misty and Brock and all that in the past. And so yeah, and for this I decided to focus on the main characters for the Advanced Generation series, and I can't wait to do Pokemon Diamond and Pearl in the next 3 years, because I swear these types of figures take me forever to make. Yeah, Pokemon is pretty much the only figures I would keep anime style eyes, because I just think it's more fitting. Because if I'm gonna paint cartoon style eyes on a Pokemon, it's gonna look kind of off-putting to have the figures with normal Lego eyes. I mean, I'm sure they'll look fine, but I don't know. I just feel like Lego style eyes wouldn't necessarily work on Pokemon figs. I think going with an animated style is just better in my opinion. So yeah, we're gonna take a look at each one of the figures, and I'm gonna briefly explain them because they shouldn't really take that long, to be honest. So the first figure we have is Ash, based on his look in the Advanced Generation series. It's honestly not my favorite look for Ash. To be honest, I prefer his Kanto one still because it's original, it's a classic, and even to some extent, I do like his X and Y suit a lot. And I don't know much about his personality in the Advanced Generation because I watched that a long time ago as a kid, and so I didn't remember. I think the Advanced Generation was, or either that or Diamond and Pearl is really my first Pokemon experience watching it as a kid. I kind of started Pokemon a bit late. Then I remember rewatching almost the entire Pokemon series during college because I had time to binge shows and stuff, and just having it on a background as I'm doing homework. And I don't remember much of Ash. I remember he's not much of a savage. He is such a savage in the original one because he would often roast Misty. It is so funny. I don't think he really does that. I think he kind of takes a mentor role for May because she's because she's a newbie. Ash has has a little bit of experience in sucking and losing. But hey, experience is experience, So yeah, what I did. This is a standard painter's cap in red. And I didn't really went with the same hat I did for the event for the Kanto version, because I don't know why. I don't know if because the shape is accurate. I made this figure a long time ago, so who the fuck knows? And what I did, I sculpted hair around this hat because I still want this to be removable at least. So here we have Ash with this his eye and then his fully painted head. I think I should have painted the eyebrows a lot lower though, because you can barely see that. It's something that I'm gonna have to be cautious about whenever I'm making Pokemon figs. If I'm gonna paint anime style eyes, because I always like to do that. If I want to do standard eyes, I can. You've seen that with Nessa and B in the past. But that's kind of its own thing. If I were to do animated eyes, I gotta make sure they're kind of a little bit closer together and a little bit lower. The proportions might have to change. That's why I remember someone commented that they think B's eyes were too close for the anime. The reason why I have to do that is because it's for the hair. It's really it, because Lego proportions are hard. So I have to capture it the best way I can for the sake of the proportion of a Lego minifigure. For his hood here, that was pretty much sculpted. I remember sculpting that. Everything else is just painted on. Not much to say. It's very simple. There's not much of other sculpted work to be done because there's no point. I didn't give him a backpack for this one. It's probably because I didn't want to, and did I give a backpack on my old Ash figure? I don't remember. So yeah, that's it for Ash. Next figure we have is Pikachu. At the time, like, this was the best Pikachu figure I've made, but now looking back, I think I could easily do better, and I might do another Pikachu for Diamond and Pearl, but this time, like, updated and all. If I were to update this, I would definitely change how his arms look, and I would definitely go with, like, a baby head that actually has a neck, and I would get rid of the stud on top, just because I think it's just better that way. And I think, like, but the thing I will definitely keep is this magnetic tail I did. So that back here is a magnet, and, you know, the paint scraped off because this is an old figure. This is at least 2 years old, by the way, or more, maybe. And I dry sculpted his tail, and I glued like a little metal wire, so that way his tail has some articulation. Now, why did I give his tail articulation? Even though it's really not that necessary, it's because well, I thought it was a cool idea to give him iron tail. So I did pretty much cut the same exact piece, and I painted this in like some sort of like an enamel like chrome paint, which is very toxic and takes forever to dry. But hey, this has been a couple of years now, so I think it's okay. So I can give him iron tail. So I think that's really, really sweet. His head can also rotate as well. If you see this little crack here, it's because of this Pikachu was actually broken, and I finally decided to glue it after so long. His arms do have articulation. This is how I pretty much like made it. You know, just like dry sculpt like his little arms here. I think they're a bit too short, and I think like the articulation point is a bit too low on the figure. So that's definitely something I want to change. I also decided to give him a new head, like an alternative expression. So when he uses Iron Tail, and this is strange because this one does have a neck. I don't know why I bought the one without a neck. That was strange. And so yeah, that's definitely the type of head I'm gonna buy in the future. So yeah, you can see like this is his other expression with his ears kind of laid back, so it looks like he's, you know, he's like in the air, like just like flying. He's like leaping into action. Like that was pretty much like the mindset I had when making this Pikachu figure. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Pikachu. Definitely want to make a better version in the future though. Next figure we have is May, and I think she's like yeah, she's a very simple figure overall, and definitely has a clean paint job. So I forgot what I did for the hat, but I think this is like a burglar's cap that you see in Lego City sets, and I just sanded off the rims of the bottom, and I sculpted a little bow tie, and I sculpted her hair. Her hair was definitely a bit tricky back then. I'm better at sculpting hair now, so you can tell this is like very old because it's not that clean. I also sculpted a little bit of her chest because, like, for a 10-year-old, she's got some honkers, let me tell you. I imagine someone's gonna clip that. Anyway, so yeah, so I sculpted her chest. I also like sanded the side of her torso, and I painted the entire figure. Yeah, the torso is like very clean with the black lines and all that, let me tell you. And yeah, and for her legs, I actually went with the dual-molded legs. Is that necessary in my opinion? Probably not, because, you know, this is a figure I don't really care about that much. Like, I mean, it's a simple Pokemon figure. The legs could have been better used for something else, but hey, I guess I was just working with, like, I don't feel like painting flesh at the time, probably. So yeah. Oh yeah, and I also give her like an E-tape belt, and I sculpted her little satchel, like back satchel she has. So yeah, that's pretty much it for May. Very simple, and I really like how this figure turned out. Yeah. Up next we have Max, and Max isn't really my favorite character in the Pokemon show, but I made him because he is part of the gang anyway, and I don't know why I decided to waste, like, you know, dual molded arms for this little fucker, but I just noticed that. Yeah, definitely could have used these arms for someone else besides Max, but hey, whatever. It gets the job done, gets the point across. So this guy is really, really simple. Painted head, a little bit of the painted torso. Is that a crack? Jesus Christ, I just realized, I think I just noticed that he has a crack on his torso. That sucks. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can kind of see that, but if you're there in person, you would kind of see the little side crack. I don't care about this fucker. So yeah, also I also painted like a short leg. I sculpted his hair. I think I sculpted this on top of like a widow's peak hairpiece. Yes, I did. And yeah, I think this is the cleanest hair sculpt out of all the other figs in Pokemon, because it's very smooth and all. I think I sanded the crap out of this. He has a very unique hairstyle, and so I tried my best to replicate as best as possible. That's a hard thing about, you know, sculpting hair from a 2D character into 3D. It's just like, you know, it's 2D hair are meant to look 2D, and it's not meant to be translated into 3D, so that's kind of tough, but I did my best here. Yep, that's it for Max. Here we have the Chad Brock, you know, the guy who's unnecessarily horny in a fucking kids show. Yeah, I strive to be this man. Like seriously, Brock is like what? Like he seems like a 30. He looks like I thought he was like around his 30s at the time. I think but I think in canon he's actually 18 or 20 or something like that. It doesn't matter. He's an 18 to 20-year-old, so he's a legal adult. He has like 10 brothers and sisters. And he decided to ditch them all to hang out with a 10-year-old just so he can pick up MILFs. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, I feel like if you incorporate that in shows today, you'll get canceled, I swear. So anyway, yeah, Brock is a Chad, man. So yeah, his hair, I sculpted his hair. I remember this figure taking a very long time because I literally just had to sculpt his hair, but I was so lazy to do so. But he's finally done after so long. And here we are making a video that's like a year overdue. So yeah, and his head, I painted his head, and I don't think I painted I didn't paint a different expression on him. But yeah, you've seen me painting a different expression on Brock. Honestly, this is not my favorite Brock. I only made 2. I like the Kanto one better because he has like he has a fabric jacket and he has a removable backpack. But for this, I just went with something simple instead. So here we have his jelly-filled donut, and yeah, I'm glad these pieces exist, by the way, because back at the time when I made the Kanto Brock, I don't think this piece was ever a thing. So I'm glad it is now. And I give him his trusting frying pan that it's a drying pan. I don't think that these 2 jokes were in the advanced generation. I believe they're straight up from Kanto. But I decided to bring it here anyway because, you know, better late than never. Oh yeah, so yeah, I painted the entire thing. Like, there's no other sculpted detail on this guy. So he's just very, very, very simple. So yeah, that's it. Oh boy, if I had like a nickel every time, these ends love to break off, like every time it's in storage. Like, it breaks off quite a lot, which is why I'm very careful with it. Surprisingly, hasn't done that recently. So yeah, here's Skitty. Why did I make Skitty? I don't know. Skitty, it seems like one of the impact in Pokemon in the Advanced Generation series. Honestly, there were so many Pokemons I wanted to make for this, like Beautyfly, I think that's her name. I think Beautyfly, yeah, that's a Pokemon that May used a lot for like Pokemon tournaments and stuff. Maybe I'll make Beautyfly in the future and other Pokemons that she has, and same with Ash and same with Brock. But really, it's really these guys that's the reason why Pokemon figures, you rarely see them on my channel, is because they take a while. Pokemon are surprisingly difficult to make. I don't know what it is. It's probably because my lack of effort, like getting into it, or just the amount of sculpting, and also the amount of sculpting too. So there's a bit of both. So yeah, since it's like kind of sunny out, you can't really see Skitty that well. But yeah, it's just a Lego head. I cut off the top of the stud, sculpted her ear, and I had like a round stud here, and I sculpted around that to make the body, so this figure doesn't really attach to anything. And I had to dry sculpt the entire tail. That was fun. Yeah, definitely not hard at all. And yeah, these are pretty fragile, so which is why I have to lather this entire thing in super glue to make sure it's at least durable. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Skitty. Here's a better look at her, because again, like, my camera wouldn't auto correct the brightness clearly. So yeah, that's Skitty. Next figure we have is Apon. Apon was not that difficult. I believe Apon's a female in the show. I don't fucking remember Pokemon. I don't remember. I don't care. Anyway, so yeah, Apon, very fun figure to make. It's really like what I did for like my Meowth figure at the time. It's like a cylinder piece with a Lego head, and I just sculpted all the details. Sculpted the feet, sculpted the arms, sculpted the ears, sculpted little like tufts on the hair, and the tail. And I think the tail was also kind of dry sculpted as well. And so yeah, but it's actually pretty durable. I don't think this figure ever broke once on me, so that's a good thing. Unlike Meowth, on the other hand, like, he just falls apart, which is why I'm making a new version of him. But he's been like a work in progress for like a long time now. So I gotta fix that. Anyway, so yeah, Apon is a very simple figure. Like, not much to say. I think that Apon looks cursed in Detective Pikachu. They look really creepy. Anyway, so yeah, that's all I have to say for Apon. Now we get into the big boys. Blaziken, this is like May's Blaziken. We haven't really seen Blaziken until Diamond and Pearl when she makes a guest appearance. For the entire time of Advanced Generation, Blaziken was like a Torchic and a Combuskin for the most part. So yeah, but I wanted to make Blaziken because I think Blaziken's cooler in my opinion, and even though Blaziken didn't show up in Advanced Generation, like May like until like much later, I just think it would be cooler to make him instead. So yeah, Blaziken was not an easy sculpt to do, and honestly, I wish like I did a head sculpt a bit better. I remember completing this sculpt when I was at like Kaiju Dance Place in New York during the time. I think it was like a summer workshop for the FIT toy design program. So before I started that, so that's like 2019 that I finished sculpting this figure and finished making it. So yeah, I sculpted it like his head. Like honestly, these things could have been a lot better. If I'm being honest, because this looks a lot wider than this for some reason. I got Woody's arms and legs because obviously he's a tall guy. I sculpted the tufts on the front. I sculpted the tail and sculpted the little tufts on his crotch. I had to get that in there, you know, because it's kind of protruding out there. Anyway, I also sculpted like his tufts of fur on his like legs as well because you know, I just think that's necessary. It's not supposed to look even though I wish I could have done a better job like making sure they're even. But hey, in the end of the day, what are you gonna do? So yeah, that's pretty much it for Blaziken. Cool figure. Not my best work though. And now we have Sepul. Sepul is a figure I completed last year. He was a work in progress figure for a very long time because I didn't really know what to do with him. It's mostly because like I know I'm gonna have to sculpt his head, and I'm gonna have to sculpt his tail. So there's a lot of sculpting involved, and his legs have to look different. So yeah, so that was a challenging thing to do. So what I did for his legs, I pretty much got 2 pairs of like lime or bright green legs, and I cut them each into a diagonal, in a diagonal shape and an angle, so that, and I glued them together to kind of make him look like he's a little squatting. Should I use like, you know, like what is it, should I use those fawn leg pieces you see in the collectible minifigure series? I could have, but I think his legs are a bit squat though. Like he's a bit shorter, so I kind of want to make sure that size is there, so he doesn't really tower over one more than he needs to. His head's actually the best part. Like unlike Blaziken, I actually did a good job sculpting his head to make it look accurate to the game and the anime. If there's the one thing I could have done a better job is really sculpting his tail. Like these pieces are dry sculpted, but I think they could have been a lot wider in my opinion. But what are you gonna do? Because in the end, it's like it's supposed to Lego scale. It doesn't. It just, if you compare it to the game, it's not. I don't know. I think the gaps in between these are a bit too much. I don't think they're this lean either. So yeah. But hey, in the end, I'm glad I got this figure done and got it looking the way it is. This figure took me. And that's just not a long time for me to make. I remember starting on this like during my fall semester as in my junior year at FIT, and I finally decided to complete this guy like at the start of either spring semester or somewhere in my senior year, like either one of those two. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Sepul. Cool figure for me to make that I finally finished, and I can finally move on. That's all, guys. Let's just conclude this video. Alright, so that's all, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like this, please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you're new. So yeah, more videos are gonna come soon. I'll do more like group videos like this. I just wanted to get Pokemon out of the way because you know, I wanted to introduce something different. I've done like a Star Wars group. I've done like a video games. I've done other things like that. But Pokemon kind of stands out, and I think for the next group one, I really need to get recreators out of the way. I know I keep delaying on Marvel Phase 2. You're gonna have to wait on that for a year. That's like, I don't know if that's gonna be a meme on this channel, like how much time I delay on vids. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for your continued support, even though I rarely keep up with this channel or do anything innovative, because in the end it's just a hobby of mine. I really don't care like how I function as a YouTuber, because I have a full-time job and I have a lot of stuff in my personal life right now. I have a lot on my plate, so thank you guys for being patient with me. So yeah, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys until the next video then. Thank you. Bye.